what do you do if you're one of the top disc golf pros in the world? You've just signed a contract with a brand new manufacturer, and one of the big reasons why you signed that contract was that they would give you your own signature line of discs. And you would start off with a brand new distance driver. And if you're Simon Lizotte, that distance driver was the Time Lapse. I've got the Time Lapse in this original special edition stamp. Now, the problem is it didn't turn out to be exactly what Simon wanted. He wanted something maybe not quite so beefy, not quite so overstable. So they went back and they retooled it into a brand new Time Lapse. Let's get the pink one, show the pink one. The Retooled Time Lapse. So I'm going to compare them today. I've also got a Fission Time Lapse for comparison. This one's, again, based on the old tooling model as well. All right, let's get in. We're going to make some throws here, and then we'll talk about it as we go pick them up. Starting with the special edition. A little bit of Anhyzer to get some distance out of it. There you go. Beefy. All right, retooled. Oh, I had that one nose up quite a bit. So the plan is to hit the same line with these. This isn't going to be a quick rip. This is actually a proper comparison. So what you're likely going to see is you're going to see this video cut and restart a bunch of times as I try to hit that line. All right, here we go. Retooled Time Lapse. Maybe a bit more Anhyzer than I threw that first one with, but man, that stability is there for sure. Okay, let's try to get this one a little more flat. There we go. Pretty much exactly the same line as that first. Boy, that does push forward. And now the Fission. Oh, turn, turn, turn. Awesome. That is such a great disc for someone like me. All right, so first impressions, absolutely that second throw with the yellow one on the pretty much the same line as the special edition one, absolutely pushed forward quite a bit more before finishing out. I don't know what the distances are yet. Well, I got my rangefinder in my book. We'll tag them, but you already know because I would have posted it. But I'm not looking to get a ton of distance out of these. The time lapse is not something I bag, particularly because of that overstability. Right now, I'd be happy to get 320 feet out of these, whereas with my Destiny, I can push that to 380 pretty easily. But the intention was to create a time lapse, I think, that pushed a little bit further, wasn't quite so overstable at the end. All right, let's get a couple more throws on this. Again, this isn't really a quick rip. I'm just going to be throwing them, and then we'll probably hit a couple holes here at Echo Park. But let's just get these out and see if we can see any difference between them. And so far, it looks like it for sure. Massive Anhyzer, and it fights out beautifully. All right, so now that kind of set the mark. Let's see what happens on a massive Anhyzer with this one. I know what's going to happen. It's going to turn into a roller probably. A little bit of fight out at the end. Not bad at all. All right, let's get these guys on that same line. Low, but definitely the same Anhyzer line. Look at that. Wow. All right. Again, not a ton of distance because of the stability of these discs, I think. And I just don't have a 12-speed arm, I don't think. There you go. So I didn't actually expect coming out here to see much of a difference between the flight of these discs, primarily because I just don't have the arm for it. That's the thing, I think. So we'll get a few more throws on it, and we'll see how that works out. Does look like my arm is warming up a bit. It's certainly warming up out here. Let's get another backhand on these, and then we'll probably try a forehand. I want to try to put these on a Hyzer, and obviously we're going to lose a lot of distance, but we'll see if that's going to make a difference in the flight. I think they'll fly pretty much exactly the same when you put it on a Hyzer. Let's find out. Yeah, there you go. All right, Fission, we're going to try that same line, see if it flips up to flat. Yep, absolutely it does. What a great disc. I swear this is not an advertisement for the Fission time lapse. All right, Retooled. See, I'm gonna have to look at this. My initial thought as I'm sitting here, as I'm watching this, and maybe my short-term memory is crap, but I feel like that pushed a bit further forward, like it didn't want to crash out so quick. Oh, low Hyzer. So there's not much wind to speak of here, but we are going to be throwing back in the opposite direction just for the sake of consistency and getting a proper comparison. All right, starting with the special edition. Let's try to get this as flat as we can. No. Or let's throw Anhyzer, shall we? Yeah, very similar line. Yeah, again, very similar line. Maybe a little bit up in the air, but man, did that go. Yeah. Oh, so understable. Well, there we go. Now, I feel like those last couple of throws were probably the best representation of a similar line, even though I think I got the two retooled ones up in the air a little bit more than probably the special edition, but I think that gives you a good idea. Those ones just seem to push a bit further, even for a noodle arm like me. All right, let's head down to the course. I got 2 holes here at Echo Park that I want to throw. I want to throw number 3, which is a high spike Hyzer. I love throwing that hole. And of course, you know, if I'm looking for ultimate distance, I'm going to throw hole 11. Raised tee, big open field, should be a chance to get some real crushes on. Okay, I'm going to set the camera up in place just so you can watch the throw. But for now, I just want to show you where the basket is so you can kind of see. It's hard to see from the tee. It's behind that tree there. Let's go a little bit to the right here. You can kind of see it right there. So now you've seen where the basket is. It's hidden behind that red tree. I wish you could see it from here. It's much easier to see in the wintertime. We're going to put all of these out. We have a Mando tree that's right there, if you've seen me throw this hole before. So we're just going to try to put them out right and high and have them crash at the basket. Let's see if that works. There we go. Skip towards the basket. That worked out pretty good, actually. All right, let's try our new Retooled. Okay, good line. It's going to hit that last tree, though. Oh, no, it's going to skip, and it's going to park itself. All right, next, the other Retooled. All right, cut the line a little bit inside. It's going to end up below the basket, probably in the tree. All right, Fission. I'm imagining if I throw this on the same line, it's going to pop up the flat and push forward a bit. Let's see how this works out. Yep, just like that. Beautiful. All right, let's go down and have a look where they ended up. So as we walk up to have a look at these, one thing I noticed from just this throw here specifically that was slightly different than what we saw in the field was that first one, I put it on a pretty good line, but it dove out of the air real quick. Whereas the other two kind of pushed a bit further, gave me a little bit more flight out of it. Now, that's kind of a real world example of even someone like me with a bit of a weaker arm is going to be able to get these to push a bit further and maybe be able to place them where I want. All right, let's find out where we ended up. First, let's find the Fission. We saw that push forward. Where did it go? Where are you, little Fission? Oh, there it is. Okay, so it did have quite a bit of finish at the end there. There's the Fission there. The original OG is right there. That's still a good spot. That's still a makeable putt for sure. The first one fell a bit, it hit the tree. Or the second one rather, that was the second one. But the first one, I mean, look at this. You can't ask for a better shot than that. I love throwing this hole. This hole is so much fun. We only have 9 baskets here at Echo Park, so the club kind of drew up an alternate 18, and we have different tees set up for different baskets. So normally this is actually throwing to the same basket I just threw at, the number 3 basket. But what I've done is we put our tee about 600 feet away and up a little rise. We're up about 10 feet off of the flat field there. We're just going to try to put these out, see if we can't get some big distance out of them, right? All right, starting with the SE in Neutron. I'm gonna try to Anhyzer this, see if we can't get a little bit of flex out of it. Okay, that went up a little high, came out of my fingers kind of weak. Great finish though, perfect shape to that flight, I think. That's better. Yeah, that's way better. Absolutely. Not as much Anhyzer, but great flight out of it. Look at that. Super. All right, Fission. We're going to put this on a little bit of Hyzer. It's still going to drift right, I think, though. Fantastic. All right, here's our grouping. There's the OG, the SE time lapse. Let's pace that off because this other one went way further. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 10, 11, 12, 13. So another 40 feet at least. And then the other Retooled was there. And then our Fission is over there. Thanks again for joining me here as I test out comparison of the OG time lapse, the special edition time lapse, against the new Retooled time lapse. So some final conclusions. Obviously, I think that this is not a disc really for mere mortals. I think the newer version is better. It's probably going to be more useful for people in the upper MA2, MA1 class. The original is just super beefy. The Fission obviously is the time lapse for the people. You know, if I didn't have other stuff in the bag, I could definitely bag the Fission time lapse. You just got that nice understable flex flight that I want to get out of a distance driver. So distance is great. You drive for show, but don't forget to putt for the dough. Make your putts. Go out and practice your putting. Get better at it. Take strokes off your score. We'll see you next time on Great Beard Disc Golf.